Good evening. 1, 2, 3, 4. This computer is too old and cluttered with crapola to really work right. So there's always a drag and a lag. And I'm dragging and lagging. Let's see if we can get to the point here without searching speech. It's the end of Thanksgiving evening. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there who happens to see this. I gave in, or made a choice, Monday, and I think received approximately my 29th or 28th Tysabri infusion after about 5 months sabbatical and a use of Gilenia, which did not seem to work very well. Things are returning back to what I would call my Tysabri baseline, which is about 20% higher than my, about 20% higher than I would call my Capaxone baseline. Trying to think what improvements I've noticed. I look like a mad professor as usual. You'll have to excuse that. I took the dog out for a walk. I had a winter hat on again. I have never really decided what to do with the receding hairline, so it's well, that's a different issue. But anyway, Tysabri and 5 months off. PML's on my mind. Divided opinions are on my mind. The touch doctors in my state, he says something like PML risks, and yes, I am JC antibody positive, and I did use Tysabri for about 2 years before I went on this hiatus. I think he's saying, the touch doctor is saying it's about 1 in maybe 600. They're guessing. My local neurologist looked me pretty much straight in the eye, and I said, is it like something like 1% or 1 in 100? He said, yeah, it's 1 in 100, 1%. So I got 2 very conflicting opinions there. And I talked to 2 different people at Biogen, or 3. And they said it's 1%, 1 in 1,000. I said, well, isn't that 10? And they said, no, it's 1%. Oh, they said, let me get my supervisor. So they did that, and came back, and they said, well, it's just the way it's worded, and it's not really, and you can't rely on these sources, and I guess really what it is I don't think Biogen, it's made to look like Biogen is saying it, but reporting financial companies such as Bloomberg say they solicit information from different neurologists and specialists across the country, and they come up with 1% out of, or 1 out of 100. And once again, that combo is aimed towards the like the double risk people, 2 years, JC antibody positive, and perhaps the prior use of a immunosuppressant, which anyway, bottom line is, I think the 3rd person I talked to from Biogen said, you're right, 1% is out there in the wording in some documents on the internet. She said they don't really know yet, and they're not going to know for a while till, I guess, it's the most recent clinical trial of people on Tysabri who are sick enough to say, I'll take it. And if I go JC antibody positive, well, I'll be part of the clinical test anyway. And so I guess Biogen's waiting on them to try to make sense of this. But overall, I guess it's something like 170 PML cases out of something like something like 90, close to 90,000 users now, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the overall percentage looks pretty darn good. Why obsess and perseverate on this? I don't know. Maybe it's something, maybe the doctors did first. I don't know if it's a liability issue, or I don't know if some doctors are thinking this is going to be a pandemic among the population of MSers on Tysabri. The concerning thing is, well, it got my hackles up, but Dr. Timothy Vollmer, who used to be in my state, I think I read something by one of his patients, and his patient said that, you know, Dr. Vollmer is, God, I hate my hair. I was not planning to make a video. One of his patients said, the doctor took me off it because of the double combination, 2 years in JC positive and antibody positive, and he said, we're going to wait till something better comes along. And so I got the needle in me Monday with quite a bit of anxiety. I looked at the nurse and I said, you realize, I said, I don't believe Dr. Timothy Vollmer will do this for patients. And she said, well, she paused, she said, it's up to you. I said, go ahead. And I think if I hadn't had that infusion Monday, I wouldn't be making this video now at 10:20 at night. I wouldn't have walked the dog 1.25 miles tonight. I would be on my bed, doodling on a laptop, and getting ready to basically zonk out. But here I am, and it's post-infusion, but I guess you can say my Tysabri baseline's coming back. Am I thankful? Yeah. Am I also spooked? Yeah. I don't quite have Vern Beachy's, he's got a good attitude, I think. You know, if it happens, it happens. But today's a good day. I don't know, I guess maybe it comes from the alcoholic personality, which they say it never dies, the personality traits, but fear of fear and self-centered fear. You know, like, oh, what if it happens? Or what if it happens to me? Or maybe the roof's going to fall in. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I'll just kind of sum it up, but I can't make any sense out of it. 1% or 1 out of 100 looks like a panic button to me, for liability reasons and what have you. Could the statistics be fairly high? Maybe. I don't know, 1 in 600, I don't know, I guess the touch doctor in Hartford says. But throw 300 pennies on the floor. Pick up 1. And then, how many of us commute a good distance on a highway to work and never think about it? I don't know, it's a hard choice. But one thing's for sure, off of Tysabri, I will say this. I was walking less, I was sitting more, I was losing muscle, I was developing tremor, I was losing balance, and I was losing the ability to think clearly, and I was starting to go more towards brain fog. In other words, I could just sit back and zone and think that I was doing something, in the sense that I was thinking about something. I don't know. I don't like that brain fog, but I know it exists. Anyway, everyone out there, if you've listened to this claptrap for as long as you have, thank you. Let's be vigilant about this PML stuff and keep an eye on it. To everyone, each and individual decisions. I don't even know if I'm going to stay on Tysabri. But best wishes to you. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will be back, hopefully after I've been to my dressing room. And that's about it out of me. But happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and take care. Bye. And remember, pharmaceutical companies must live.